Let's recap the best games of week 6 of college football. Texas, you had one job. We were going to get college game day if you just went to Gainesville and won, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Florida knocks off the Longhorns 29-21, and uh, it was clear Florida was the better team. They controlled pretty much this entire football game, Ted.
Yeah. The score doesn't feel like it tells an accurate story of that football game.
No.
Um, Florida's offense, who had been dead in the water for most of the season, ran the ball really good at times. Lagway was efficient, spreading the ball around, looked good. And we know, like, that's not the Texas's defense is not a fake. They have been really good for going on 3 or 4 years now. And Florida was able to do quite a bit of really good stuff against them.
It was good to see DJ Lagway play well.
Mm-hmm.
That he's been taking a beating publicly. For him to go out and play the way that he did, that's got to be extremely encouraging for Florida fans. It's a big win for Billy Napier. Clearly, I it seems like his future's still uncertain there at Florida, but clearly a huge win. He told us them getting Dallas Wilson back was a big deal.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that dude, true freshman, monster.
Yes, he is.
6 for 111, 2 touchdowns, and one of them it
Woo.
was just like, get off me. I'm gonna catch this, and then he just goes through two guys and just pulls them into the end zone. I was like, my goodness,
Yeah.
that was impressive. He was impressive, very, very impressive.
Yep. He was, and guys like that are game changers, and still like feels like that's one of the spots that we're missing. We're waiting on someone like that to emerge in our offense that's just going to say, screw it, I'm going to go start making some big time plays. But yeah, that was a massive factor in this football game.
Arch Manning is going to get a lot of criticism because he's the quarterback at Texas and he's got all the endorsement deals and his last name's Manning and all of that. That's just how it works. Yeah, he threw 2 interceptions. Not great. Yes, spiked the ball in the last play of the game to end the game. Also not great. But he was under siege the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he got hit and hit and hit. And some of his biggest plays of the game, he's avoiding pressure. He's got like this great move to get out of trouble and then wing it down the field. And you're like, wow, that's really impressive. The pocket was a mess for the entire game. He got sacked 6 times. He should have gotten sacked like 12.
Yeah. And, I saw, some of the throws that a lot of people were really critical of. He's like eating a face mask while he's trying to let go
Yeah,
of the football.
Arch Manning is way down the list on Texas's problems in this football game. I actually thought he played pretty well considering the circumstances. Their problem is their offensive line stinks. They have taken a significant step back on the offensive line. And they just sent 4 dudes to the NFL. I get it.
Yeah.
They've been really good along the offensive line the last couple of years. But they have not. I think they thought that they had replaced those guys with high-level players, and those guys just have not performed at a very high level, and they've got a massive left guard problem.
Yeah.
Go watch a lot of the clips where Arch Manning's under pressure. Left guard beat, left guard beat, left guard beat. Hey, let's change the left guard. We're going 79-71, Ted. Beat, beat. They got a left guard straight up, man. I went and watched every snap of the game. They got a left guard problem.
And it's not going to get better this coming week. That's for sure.
No,
Because it's ramping up big time on the interior.
Texas had 52 rushing yards in the game. And I think Arch Manning accounted for like 37 of them. He did some good stuff with his legs where he just kind of took off. Like that was their best offense.
Yeah.
Was Arch Manning dropping back, everyone being covered and him just taking off and running. Wisner had 8 carries for 11 yards. And then they kind of just, I mean, it wasn't going. So Sark just, they got in a big hole and he just got away from it.
Yeah.
Did you see Wisner score a touchdown?
Yeah, but I see what you have listed there. I didn't see, I guess I just didn't pay attention to
I
the end of it.
He grabbed his hammy.
Right.
It looked like he actually hurt himself though. I think he did. Like it looked like he tweaks his hammy. And he's been banged up, right? This was his first game back.
Yeah.
And this is late in the game, but like I was like, oh my gosh, that stupid fake hammy celebration. I hate it. And I was like, wait a second. That looks like he actually tweaked his hammy, which we start looking to the weekend. That's a big deal if he's going to be out for them.
Yeah. And
It looked real.
That's the thing. Whenever you miss time and you've been banged up, the hamstrings are often the first thing to go. When you've been limping around or been compensating and your gait or the gait changes whenever you're back out on the field, the hamstrings are oftentimes the first thing to cut loose whenever you try and make a return.
So to recap, Texas's trip to Gainesville, 2 turnovers. They got a punt block for safety.
Ouch.
They had 52 rushing yards. Their quarterback got sacked 6 times and got hit a lot more. That is not a winning formula.
Yep.
Credit to Florida, man. They were the better team. They're the more physical team. They looked fast, too. Fast.
I thought Florida at times looked like, hey, this team's got something, but like a lot of unforced errors in that game that better caliber teams just aren't going to make to let you back in the game. Like handed Texas opportunities to get back in the thing.
Texas has a good defense. I think that group got worn down because what was it, like an 8 or 9 time of possession advantage for Florida?
It was 34 for Florida to 25-53 for Texas. So
and really a lot of the big plays they gave up, guys from Florida just going over the top of guys and making plays. Like the coverage is good. I mean, the one where Dallas Wilson catches it down the sideline, the guy falls down. I mean, I don't feel any differently about Texas's defense than I did heading into this one. They're good.
I agree. Yep. They got enough. I mean, I think that I don't know how deep they are. And not just in like they're 2 and 3 deep. I'm talking across their total 11. They've got some really, really elite level players sprinkled throughout that do a really good job for them, and they do a great job highlighting those guys. I don't know that they've got an elite 11 guys out there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. On to our next game. Vanderbilt went to Tuscaloosa and just didn't have enough. Bama ends up winning 30-14. How about that late touchdown for the cover for the Crimson Tide? But they were
brutal.
Yeah, that would hurt. That hurt me. It hurt you. That hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there was no doubt Bama was the better team. But it was, Ted, this was a back and forth game the whole way until Bama created that separation in the fourth quarter. I really don't feel any differently about either of these teams after watching this game. I still think both of these teams are good football teams. I don't think Vanderbilt's a team that's going to compete for an SEC championship, but I think Vanderbilt's a team that can beat any team in the SEC on any given Saturday.
Yeah.
That's still how I feel.
One thing for me that really stands out, and this kind of ties back into our Mike Hawkins conversation. Ty Simpson, the way he plays quarterback, he looks incredibly technically sound, if that makes sense. Like the platform he's throwing from, the mechanics on the play action and the rollout stuff. I think that that's the key to his success. Like you're going to find better athletes, better playmakers out there. You're probably going to find guys that have better arms, but the framework that he plays with sets him up for success.
Would not mind going and parlaying a Ty Simpson Heisman Trophy winner and Ty Simpson #1 overall in the NFL draft. Wouldn't mind going and parlaying those two things, seeing what odds I could get.
He plays the position right now like you expect to see when you turn the TV on Sunday.
The thing that he
It's
does,
like I'm not talking about the skill level. Forget just like the way he operates the offense.
it he is the best I've seen in college football by a wide margin at moving the secondary with his eyes to create space where he creates space to throw the ball where he knows it needs to go based on the coverage. It's high level quarterbacking.
Yep.
And it's impressive. He looks awesome.
340 against what had been a really solid Vanderbilt defense.
I did feel like Vandy missed a bit of an opportunity to create some separation in that first half, man. If Pavia doesn't fumble, I mean that took points off the board. It would have been, hey, maybe it's 10-0.
Yep.
There, even more. I don't know, but that score for Bama before the half too, to tie it up at 14 felt very, very significant because it felt like Vandy outplayed him in the first half. And you looked up and you're like, wait, it's tied?
That's right. They had a really good chance of Alabama going in at halftime and sitting there for 20 minutes and thinking about, oh boy, is this going to happen again? And start to, feel that pressure. But the way they closed the half kind of got them out of that. And then they go and take the lead right away. And, it's the good with Pavia and it's the bad with Pavia. Like he is capable of some great stuff that just wills you back into the game or wills you to a win. But with that come mistakes, critical mistakes and errors, trying to force the ball, trying to make some plays. That's what you get from guys that play his style of ball.
He had the red zone fumble, points off the board. And then in the second half, they're driving, they're down 2014, and he has the red zone pick. And then Bama just takes it and sits on it.
Yep.
What was that like?
Plays.
What was that like 8.5 minutes?
16 plays, 69 yards, 829.
Jeez.
And where did the second half go?
Yeah. And it's gone. Jam Miller does, like, he's back healthy for the Tide. It seems like he's breathed life into that running game. And, dude, I know we already gave Ty Simpson, we already gave him his roses, but that dude could also do a little something with his legs. Like, he's additive in that area as well. So Bama is, that offense looks as legit as any offense in the country right now. And they got wide receivers that go make plays.
Yep.
I mean, Horton, Williams, and Bernard, you're going to have a very tough time convincing me that anybody in the country's got a better 1, 2, 3 than that at wide receiver.
Yep. That's
especially when Ryan Williams catches the ball like he did in this game. When he catches it, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. Just to go back to the point about like the time of possession, like the first 3 drives of the second half, Vanderbilt had 13 plays in their first 3 drives of the second half. 4 and punt, 3 and out, 6 plays interception. First 3 drives for Alabama, they had 33 plays. I mean, that is a discrepancy that's very, very difficult to make up when you're trying to come from behind.
Bama's defense completely shut down that rushing attack. in the
Yep.
second half. That was impressive. It made Vandy play a style offensively that I don't think they excel at. And then the only other note I have from this game, Ted, is I heard Bama's Justin Jefferson's name, like it felt like 50 times in this game because it stands out because his name is Justin Jefferson. And you're like,
Right.
wait, what? And I swear Sean McDonough said it 50 times. It was crazy.
Over and over and over.
Dude was everywhere in this game, but it stood out each time because he just said Justin Jefferson. And you're like, wait, Justin Jefferson, Bama backer, good player.
Has Alabama uh, asserted themselves as the best team in the SEC currently?
Yes,
Yep.
I
I mean, it felt that way whenever they beat Georgia. It's like, okay, they've been playing well. They went and beat Georgia on the road. And I know this game isn't going to get the headlines that the Georgia win is, but it's a really good win. And I feel like they proved it. This run up that they've had since that Florida State loss is not a fluke.
Bama and Missouri, I think up to this point have
Missouri
looked.
is the most underrated football team in the country.
Oh, for sure, they are
And I
a
know that
dangerous team.
their schedule is kind of lends itself to that, but
Don't
their
care. That
running game,
offense looks awesome, and they got some guys on that defense, especially along that defensive line.
they got the number one rushing defense in the country currently.
That's good. That's that.
Number one rushing offense. I don't know if it's number one in the country, but it's up there in the SEC. It's number one and the number one rushing defense. That's a hell of a place to start to win football games.
My top tier in the SEC would be Bama, Missouri. I'm not sure I'm putting Ole Miss up there.
I'm the same.
I think I think I got Bama and Missouri on the top tier alone, and then you've got the group of Ole Miss, A&M, OU, Georgia,
Tennessee,
Tennessee, LSU. Like it feels like that's all just one giant pack, right?
I agree. Right now, Missouri and Alabama and they've played drastically different schedules. I'm not unaware of that, but those are the two teams right now that you look at that don't have a glaring weakness somewhere. But like for us, we've got a weakness on offense. You just have to call it what it is, specifically the running game. Like those two teams to me right now feel like they're the most complete teams. Like A&M defense looks great. Offense lacking quite a bit. So I think most of the teams fall into that tier two category
Yeah. So you agree, Bama and Missouri up at the top right now with what we've
right
seen?
now with what we've seen. Now that may change when Missouri starts playing some more difficult games. Alabama going to Missouri this week. Is that right?
Is that right?
I think so. Let's see
Look
here.
at you. Yeah. 11 a.m. ABC.
That's going to be a football game now.
Big one. Bama is opened as a 3.5 point favorite. Wouldn't mind sprinkling that Missouri money line.
Yep. 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 Interesting game.
Very interesting. All right, one more game that we need to recap. Don't have to spend a ton of time on this one because Miami is a better football team than Florida State. That was clear. Twenty-eight,
Very clear.
22. I would like to be, I don't think I'm the first, but I'm probably one of many to congratulate Miami on winning the Florida State championship. They beat Florida, South Florida, and Florida State.
And this year, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. And you looking at this game against Florida State, they won the game for two reasons, Ted. Extremely explosive plays on offense, and they won the turnover battle.
Yep.
So you win the turnover battle 3-0, and you produce some really explosive plays in the passing game, and it's a good way to go win on the road. But this is an incredibly weird box score game.
Yeah.
Miami had 15 less first downs than Florida State. They had 66 fewer yards on offense. They had 8 more penalties, and they won on the road.
Yeah. The game the fourth quarter was a totally different football game than the first three quarters.
Well, the first quarter was really, it was like really competitive back and forth. I was going, man, okay, maybe I was wrong. I thought Miami was on a different level than Florida State. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Like Florida State made a late charge in the fourth quarter, and there were a bunch of people that bet on Miami that were getting very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it was just, you start to wonder, like, should Florida State have just kind of opened it up a little bit more? Like, here's I think Miami is clearly one of the best teams in the country. However, people rank them, in the top five, clearly in the top five. However, you stack those teams is up to each person. I think Miami has scattered throughout their roster elite of the elite players at, a bunch of different positions. I still think that they are undisciplined on defense, and that can be taken advantage of by the right team. But if you allow them to just have a bunch of one-on-one matchups, us versus you, you're not going to beat them.
Yeah. I Carson Beck did some really good things. Malachi Tony looks like the fastest man alive.
Yes.
Another true freshman wide receiver. Apparently, all these other teams could just have true freshman wide receivers that go out there and ball out. 7 for 107. In that, he had a 44-yard touchdown in this game where he looks like he's in fast forward compared to everyone else. He also had a 52-yard touchdown, wiped off the board for an illegal motion. Guy moving forward on the motion, Ted.
Can't do it.
Had
But
no effect on the play at all, but took a 52-yard touchdown for Malachi Tony off the board. That guy is electric.
rarely do you see guys that, especially when you're like talking about teams of this caliber, that looks like they're playing at a different speed than everyone else. Like that is, you just don't see it a whole lot. And that dude is lightning. It's fun to watch when they're playing other teams. Not,
Yes,
not if they're
I
playing you.
don't want to see that against OU's defense. No, thank you. But CJ Daniels had two big touchdown catches. Elite celebration, doing the Florida State war chant into the camera. Well done, young man. That was fantastic. The only other thing I have on this game, I wanted to pick your brain on this. Are onside kicks, have they become too difficult to recover in college football? Because Florida State had three of them in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. And they went with the watermelon spinner, and they just
Which
they,
I
they
love.
got
That's
none
my
of them.
favorite one. That one's hard. Um, it's not easy. Here, this is some advice to special teams coaches out there if they want it. Stop putting two kickers out there. Okay? You're wasting a body. All right? You need more people that can recover the football. Are they going to kick it over here? Are they going to kick it over there? Is, to me, it doesn't really offer a whole lot. In my opinion, you just have a guy standing out there. I think it's dumb. But the second two times they tried the watermelon spinner, it gave them a chance. They got the bounces that they want, but you know, whenever you see an onside kick three times, like the pressure of it is kind of gone on the return team, and it gets more difficult as you go. Like those guys just kind of know how to play it, but you may be onto something. I don't
I,
know. I think all the protections on onside kicks that the leagues have put in is just it's dumb.
I like, would it be more fun for college football to go to a 4th and 20, 4th and 15, you get a play like that? That would clearly be more exciting than an onside kick.
Well, all they have to do is eliminate the rules about where you need to be on where you have to line up on kickoff.
Yeah.
If it's
Can't
if it's
overload a side, like that type
yeah,
of stuff.
if it's an onside kick, to me, just and everyone knows it. Hey, we're doing an onside kick. You should be able to line up wherever you want. My opinion.
I'm with you. I just it was weird watching three of them in a row and being like, this isn't
Yeah.
as exciting as I wanted to be. Like I wanted to sit there and be like on the edge of my seat, be like Florida State's going to get this somehow, but I never felt that way.
Yeah.
It
No,
would
I'm
be
with
more fun to watch the offense run a play. Like I give me this is maybe the best way to put it. Give me Tommy Castellanos out there running around like a madman, trying to make a play on 4th and 15 or 4th and 20 over. Okay, here comes the kicker to try to spin it as hard as he can again.
Yeah, I, I hear what you're saying, but
You hate it. That's fine.
well, I like it if there's no chance it has an effect on my team. But,
Fair.
you know, like all of a sudden putting your lead in jeopardy for a couple of like 4th and 20, like I don't know. That's
What if it was 4th and 30? I'd
yeah,
rather watch a team try to pick up 4th and 30 than watch an onside kick. It would
yeah.
be it would be more exciting.
Here's like I've got some very like concrete like rules things that I like. I think the framework you have to, in my opinion, you have to earn possession of the football. So to give a rule that just gives them possession where they get to run a play, I'm not that big of a fan of.
I, I've got no argument for that. Fair enough. Let's move on. Only other thing on this game is this loss isn't the one that's going to haunt Florida State at all. Right? Miami was a better team. The loss to Virginia is the one that's going to haunt them. That's now they have I mean no margin for error the rest of the
Right.
way.
No, I agree. I agree. And that Virginia game, like Virginia's a solid team. Friday night on the road turns into like a crazy atmosphere. They had some tough calls go against them. Like that game is college football, you know.
Yes.
That's what you love about it. But yeah, it's the one that they're going to want back all season long. But I don't think they're out of it.
Virginia got a big win over Louisville in overtime. Like so, hey, maybe Virginia's a solid football team. All right,
Yep.
let's